and welcome to another episode of Frightfully Forgotten Horror Movies. What are we drinking today, Adam?
Cannibal Farmhouse. It is a French farmhouse saison. If you want the recipe, click the link. Today we're doing a Canadian movie, Ghostkeeper. It's made in 1981, and it was recommended to us through our top 10 Canadian horror movie video we did on Canada Day this past year. And we liked it enough where we're going to do an episode on it. So here we go. Directed by James Makichuk, and he's not really done much else since then. Stars Riva Spier, and she's also in David Cronenberg's movie Rabid. Also in this is Murray Ord, and he's not really been in much as an actor, but he's become a location manager for films and done tons and tons of big blockbuster type movies.
So the movie starts off, it shows two people riding up to this general store. Everything's snowed in. Trying to talk to the innkeeper there, making jokes.
He's being an asshole, is what he's being, a complete dink.
Another character comes in, Chrissy. She's blonde,
Yeah.
kind of brash a little bit.
My boyfriend's boring.
Yeah, never get involved with the geological engineer. Marty's like, well, not all of us are boring.
The shopkeeper warns him,
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere you're not supposed to go. Go straight back.
And what do?
Yeah.
They come across this trail with a sign on one of the trees, "Keep out." Should we go? Come on, let's have a bit of an adventure. Jenny doesn't want to. She's like, well, it's getting late. We should get back. No, let's go. So, sure enough, they start traveling down this trail. They come upon this great big hotel. Chrissy Skidoo starts giving her problems, and she kind of bails off. Try to get it started again. That's fucked. It's buggered.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. They're lucky that they have some place to go. They find that it's empty, but it's been lived in. The heat's on, and it's not run down, really. Can't go anywhere with Chrissy's machine all buggered up, so they kind of have a fire. Marty goes off to the kitchen, and he ends up getting tackled after they kind of get up off the ground and stuff. So, it's just an old woman. But it turns out that this woman is the owner of this hotel, and she's very weird. They go down a hallway and with a lantern, which is a really cool scene. She kind of shows them to her rooms. Marty's wants to go to Chrissy's room. He's all some asshole.
He's an asshole about it, too.
I live my life the way I want to live it. You just remember who's paying the bills. I don't hear you complaining about that. Chrissy has gone to the bathroom to take a bath. Somebody comes up from behind her. He ends up taking her to the basement where there's this strange ice room.
There's this crazy, monster type guy with, blood on his mouth. Chrissy is missing. The keeper's, she's in the kitchen. She's got the big meat cleaver, and she's preparing some sort of food. Yeah. There's a bit of a confrontation there, and he buggers off and opens, I guess, what is the hood of a snowmobile? I don't know. Realizes all these wires are torn out. It'd be like me. If I opened it up, it'd be like,
Yeah.
So all I can do is look at it.
That's it.
Jenny is kind of confronting the keeper, and the keeper's trying to befriend her. Offers her some tea. Guess it's drugged.
Mm-hmm.
She ends up passing out. She wakes up and she's not where she was. She ends up being chased by the same guy who abducted Chrissy. And he's got a chainsaw, and there's a kind of a cool chase scene. She lures him to the top floor. There's a balcony, and he kind of peeks his head out, and she just onto the fence.
They show him, and he's kind of dangling on it.
It's a good scene. She goes running and trying to find Marty, because she's been chased by this maniac with a chainsaw, and she just killed a dude.
Yeah. He's all fucked up, too.
Fucked up. She starts talking to him, and he goes in this big rant that makes no sense. He gets all this grease and he puts it on his face, and he kind of runs off into the woods. So she's got to go back in. She comes up in this hallway, and she meets the keeper of the hotel, and the keeper's got this knife behind her back.
Yeah.
And they kind of have this standoff, and that's where we're going to end the plot, because it does go quite a bit more than that. It gets kind of twisty and turny. There is a twist at the end.
This movie is all atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's the star of this movie, I think, really. The music is what drives it.
Music is very good.
Which is by Paul Zaz. You might know him doing the music for Prom Night and My Bloody Valentine.
Two other classic Canadian horror movies.
Exactly.
We're both big fans of the classic 80s synthesizer-based score.
Yeah, big time.
But this is not like that. This is more of a traditional orchestral type score, and it works very well. It's because it takes place in the dead of winter, like the fucking dead of winter.
Yeah, 3 feet of snow.
Like, the music reminds you of cold wind, and it just, like, suits the scenery so well.
Canadian boys that we are, you got to deal with the snow.
The use of snow as being a way of isolation is very cool.
Right.
Like, very akin to The Shining, I guess. But I think it does a better job than The Shining because of the amount of snow. Like, when you see them try to get away from this hotel and you realize how much snow there is and how much trouble they're having just walking through it, like, it's up to their waist.
Yeah, and they're struggling.
Like there's no way you're running from anything.
Yeah.
You are completely screwed.
Yeah, exactly.
The lighting in this movie is very good. The use of the lanterns and stuff like that.
The pacing is quite slow in this movie. It was slow, but you're always kind of wondering what's going to happen next. They did a good job of that, I thought.
Yeah. The Ghostkeeper does a great job in this movie, and she really kind of ties everything together, and she's really creepy, and she really makes it all work.
She's the anchor of this whole movie. If it wasn't for her, I don't think the movie would be that good.
Yeah.
This movie also never got finished. It was shot in 1981.
They ran out of funding. They cut a lot of scenes. There was a big chase scene planned on the roof of the hotel that was completely kiboshed due to, like, we have no money to film it. Well, it was released in theaters in 1981. Never had a home release till 1986.
Right.
Could be one of the reasons why the movie's so forgotten. You know, it had this big 5-year gap where no one has even seen it.
Yeah, so there's all these other movies to kind of fill that gap.
A respectable movie, and I respect what this movie is trying to do and what it did do with the budget that it had. So if you haven't seen Ghostkeeper, totally check it out if you like movies like The Shining.
Yeah, The Shining, Ravenous.
Any movie that takes place in the dead of winter. So on a cold, snowy night, pop in Ghostkeeper.